Hello everybody in the Training for Warriors Dojo. It is Coach Rooney, and hey, I am here on a topic that I am passionate about, deceleration. It's a topic that I've been talking about for well over a decade, and as I've talked about during this series, I want to get people to listen, because if everybody listened and we just added these little things that we're about to cover in the next series of videos, if you just added this stuff to your training, you could create an incredible change and be a better coach. Now, and that's what the dojo is all about. So, my philosophy, one thing that I think separates me as a coach from other people is, hey, listen to this sentence. Every drill has a beginning and a what? And an end. Every drill has a beginning and an end. See, now it's easy to say, you probably answered that, but you know what I notice all the time? Most people, when I watch people do jumps, when I watch people run or do sprints, the drill only has a beginning. The coach will usually stand at the beginning of the sprint and they'll say, go, and the people will run, and he doesn't care what happens after the start. Ready, go. He doesn't care what happens after the start, and what's missing there is an attention to detail. Those three little words right there, attention to detail. There's not really an attention on the start, there's not an attention on the finish, and therefore, you are actually training kids to stop poorly, have no attention to detail, but then, the moment on the sports field when they've either got to land or they've got to stop, they've never practiced it once, but they've been in a weight room, they've built their muscles stronger, they've got more speed. That's a dangerous athlete, that's a more dangerous athlete to themselves. And all we got to do is prepare for the end first. So maybe you've heard it before, begin with the end in mind. And that's what I'm going to talk about now. So begin with the end in mind. So the end of a jump is a land. So right now we're going to talk a little bit about landing mechanics. We're going to talk about how I implement those into my training. And then I'm going to show you some techniques where we really focus on landing as a more important piece first to jumping. Okay, which should be a critical paradigm that you get your athletes, your clients, everybody to understand. Now, when we talk about landing, before I even have somebody land, I want to make sure they can get in what I always called the landing position. So can they even get in the position of landing? That would be the end point. So the end game would be somebody would have landed. And when I talk about landing, I'm keeping the shoulder over the knee, over the ankle. My low back is flat. I am sitting back on my glutes, but I am pressing my feet out hard. So I'm engaging my abductors. My quads are held tight. My hamstrings are held tight, which keeps my ACL in check. My feet are clawing the ground, and my shoulder blades are retracted and pulled back. This is a great landing position. So let me show you what I mean. If I was going to do a jump, if all you did was talk about a jump, a person might jump and just pound into the ground. And they might jump, boom, and pound into the ground. 7 to 10 times their body weight firing through their heels up into the base of their skull. Without the proper absorption, without the proper technique, if that knee is in the wrong position or that foot hits a little hole or something, that's an ACL or an ankle or a low back injury waiting to happen. And these are the injuries that are plaguing athletes today. But now, remember, if we start with this end in mind, I am here, I know this is the position I will finish in, and then I have somebody reverse and into that position, and then reverse and into that position. Keys, landing with soft feet, already pre-tensing the muscles before they hit the ground, which is called joint stiffness. So getting ready to engage before you even hit the ground, pressing the feet out, lowering your body under control. Now you have somebody that's learning a technique. But here's the challenge. It's not natural until you've done it thousands and thousands of times, until you've ingrained that motor program into your athlete's nervous system. That will not be what comes out. So now they will be going for a volleyball spike, or they'll be going to block a ball, or they'll be jumping for a header, and again they'll land in a bad position and out of control until you've practiced it again and again and again. And that's your job as a coach. That's your job to make sure it happens every time. This is what I always did with my teams, and we didn't see the injury rates that everybody experiences. So, to take an end in mind drill and get it even further, you can see here we have a box. And what does everybody want to do on the box? They want to jump on the box. Everybody wants to jump on the box. No. I want to see how well they can step off the box and land first. I don't care if you jump on the box. Actually, as we've talked about on videos before, I think the box jump's a parlor trick. That's not what gets me excited. How well can somebody land? How well can somebody absorb force under control? And you will see athletes athletes are not good at this stuff, and that's your job to coach them. It's the stuff they're not good at. Any kid can jump on a box. If you can pull your feet up 1 foot, you can jump up on this box. That doesn't make you an athlete. But if you can stop, decelerate, control your body, learn proprioception and what it feels like, that's how you make somebody a better athlete. And where I always started with was simple step down drills. So watch. All I'm going to do, I step out and I practice getting into that same position again over and over. So if you noticed, I actually lowered, controlled it, removed that stretch shorten cycle before I stepped out and got out of position. So I hit right into that position, control my body, pre-tense, soft feet, and right into that position, already tight, already tense, ready to explode. That drill is not easy to do. The drill is physically taxing. You're using those eccentric contractions, which are going to give you neural drive and develop the big muscles of the body. But if you really work on that stuff over time, you can start to make a difference with your athletes. So, part 3, what we just covered there, hey, begin with the end in mind. Get your athletes excited about their ability to land. Create drills to see who's the best at landing. And then here's what I'm going to tell you. You know it already. The 10,000 hour rule, the 10,000 reps, whatever you want to call it, you got to do it again and again and again until it's etched in the steel of their nerves, so that that's the technique that comes out when they don't even think about it anymore. So you're getting them to think about it, so eventually they don't think about it. That is my take on landing. It's got to be implemented with any athlete you work with. There will be not only performance benefits, but you will get huge benefits in injury prevention. So again, hey, this is Coach Rooney. I am excited about this stuff and to show it off, because those little techniques, the ideas and the paradigms that I'm putting in your head right here with this series, it can change you as a coach and it can change your athletes. And I will say this, if you stop one injury from happening because of these drills, it was worth it. So hey, next up, what we're going to be bringing you is with a little movement now as well. And hey, I'm going to keep bringing you more in the Training for Warriors Dojo.